So, what's the deal with this Harry Balls guy, the 19-year-old? Or no, he's not
No,
Harry Balls. He's Big Balls.
yeah. Well, I think what it is that was just like his alias on X was Big Balls, and then when Elon hired him, they ended up doxing him, releasing all his information, released where he lived, his name, his profiles. So then it came out his name was Big Balls on Twitter. So they're like, we got Big Balls running Doge. So then Elon and like I guess trying to stand up for him or and try to just troll the media even more, named himself Harry Balls for a few hours, I guess, the past couple days.
Yep.
So that's the context I think behind
Right.
Big Balls.
And what a but this is what I love Elon and what's going on right now is these guys not only are they geniuses and they're doing fantastic things for the country. They are objectively geniuses. The the couple of people that have called Elon the dumbest billionaire that they know.
Oh my God.
Oh my,
The
talk about
dumbest senator I know.
yeah, yeah, exactly. The dumbest senator. What? Yeah, this guy. Okay, anyways, forget that. That was just an outrageous statement. Outrageous. Just an oxymoron of oxymorons. The dumb billionaire. Sure. So Elon changes his Twitter name to Harry Bolz, and he even had BOLZ with the little what's it called?
Uh, like
Yeah,
I don't know what it's
I
called.
forget what it's
Not
called.
apostrophe, an asterisk, something
Yeah.
else.
It's in Spanish. It's not even a Spanish thing. It's a I don't know, whatever. Fuck it. It's Bulls. And the people at CNN said it on TV, which was classic. Oh, Elon seems to have changed his name on Twitter to Harry Balls. Nice lady. That's what she loves too. She
That's
loves
good
those.
news. That's
Yeah.
good news.
Yeah, CNN doing the people's work over there at CNN. They're really giving the fucking juice over there. So,
So
yeah.
that's kind of the thing, and that's what I wanted to talk about today is people like that, like people on CNN. I saw Anderson Cooper. I saw that lady. I don't even know her name, the blonde lady, say Harry Balls. But for some reason, they're trying to justify the people that are protesting against it. Like they're like, oh well, they have our information. Da 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 da. It's like they've had our information for 150 years. You never said anything before. Now that somebody wants to go in and clean it up, you're all up. Oh, my information. Like, oh, you're getting really upset about your information that's been in this database for over 100 years.
Yeah. Guy, I said this last week, and then I saw a clip of Rogan saying this on his podcast yesterday. It was the same point I made last week.
He
Same
must be
exact thing.
watching,
Yeah,
stealing our ideas.
Rogan. That's why I always see we get these bunch of live viewers, but not everybody comments in the chat. It's Rogan. Rogan's there in fucking Texas getting the juice for the podcast from us. So, yeah, so Rogan was tuned in last Wednesday, and I was saying how Elon's worth $400 billion. What do you think he's gonna do with your information? What he's gonna steal that $20 out of your fucking checking account? Bumba clot, brokey. Oh, Elon's got my social. He might steal my $500, bruv. He'll spit on your
He's
$500.
gonna open up a new line of credit on Discover.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on. He's gonna open up credit on your bum ass credit score and get $1,000 credit line. Yeah, that for sure. Elon's really he's gonna take all your information. Yeah, and then so people say that, and then my first thought, because I'm a logical human being, well, hold on a second. What about all the people that work there right now? They all have access to your information too. So you only got riled up whenever it was Elon, the billionaire who actually has zero to gain from having your information, but you weren't riled up at the people who are working there that do have something to gain from your information. How does that make sense? No, it's just because, oh, well, I don't like Elon, so he shouldn't have access to our information. Bruv, since when have you cared? Right? It's
So here's the thing
foolishness.
too. It's not even that Elon has information. He's not looking at personal information of like, oh, this guy receives this amount of money in Medicare or Social Security. I think they are for Social Security. So something that they found in Social Security is that there's people that are 150 years old still receiving Social Security checks. He's like, these people are probably dead. Like, why are they still receiving money? It's probably their family members, cashing that check every month. And from the Treasury place, there's a lot of money going out that has no categorization, has no comments to what it is. It's just a blank check being written to a company and has no comments behind it. So what Elon is saying is we need proper checks and balances that show what the category is. Is it for taxes? Is it for m medical expenses? Is it what's this for? Just anything like a little categorization and then a comment that shows what it's for. Because a lot of these stuff it could be valid, but they don't know what it is. If it's just a blank category, blank comments, and it's being sent for $10 million overseas, that's not a good way to use our tax dollars. And I think that it all comes back. This administration is saying a lot of things. It's a common sense approach. So a common sense approach would be every company that wants to go public in the United States that has people investing into, they are audited by the SEC and public accounting companies that do audits. I did audits for over a year and a half, 2 years, and even the smallest real estate company you could think of that has a little building where tenants pay, the tenants are investors in that building, so they need to be audited. The United States is the largest corporation in the world with 320 million investors. Everybody who pays taxes is an investor in the United States. We're investing in better roads. We're investing in better lighting in the streets. We're investing in better everything, right? Everything our tax dollars goes towards is to make the community better. It's to fund our defense budget. It's to build nicer everything, right? So that's like we're the investors in the United States. So when you're taking the investors' money and you're just blank checking it out the door to infinity,
Hmm.
that is not what the people want. And that's what the people voted for was mass reform in the government is to make sure that we have our expenses and our revenues in check. It is all the money that comes in from taxes. We just want to know where it's going outwards.
Right. And how's it something you would be against, right? And that's the disease of the mind that people have. And this is on both sides of the table, or whatever they call it, both sides of the aisle. It could be Republicans, it could be Democrats that think like this, but this mindset of, okay, simply because this is what you believe, I'm going to automatically take the
Yeah.
opposite stance and try and die on that hill. In what world does that make sense? Why is it that if somebody, just because they have a different political party than you, then anything that they believe you no longer can believe? No, we actually should agree on 99% of things, and then it's the very small, minute 1% that we disagree on, and that's whenever we vote, hash out our arguments, have our debates, have our points, and then let the best ideas win. But then, just because Trump was the one who put in Elon in place to do Doge, now everybody that's not a Republican saying, guy, the point you just made is exactly correct. If it's a regular company that's going public and they want to trade on the New York Stock Exchange, they have to go through the SEC and everything gets audited. Because investors who are putting their money into that company want to know, what the fuck is this company doing?
Hmm.
So if they want to know that for a business that's just a normal company in the United States is being run, just doesn't have that much magnitude attached to it in terms of its failing or its success, right? It doesn't affect the country in a large way. Then why wouldn't we do the same thing to the fucking government of the largest business in the entire world? The United States is the largest business in the world, from in terms of well, I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I'll say it's true. So, well, it has to be because of the economy, right?
Yeah.
So if that's how large the United States is and that's how much money the United States generates, why wouldn't we be auditing that company? It, it this is the most important company in the world. If this
Hmm.
company fails, we're fucked. Not only are the 300 million plus citizens fucked, but the billions of people across the world are fucked because we fund these countries, we protect these countries, we provide services, we provide goods, import, exports to all these countries. If the U.S. falls, if the U.S. dollar disintegrates, there's an economic catastrophe that's going to take place, and then a new world superpower is going to come into play, whether it's China or Russia. And if it's China, you guys aren't going to be happy because guess what? China's going to censor you. China's going to force you to have a certain number of kids. China's going to do da, da, da. So this is an existential crisis if the U.S. fails. So Doge is in here, Elon's in here trying to fucking save the country from bankruptcy, and people are like, oh, no, he can't have access to Social Security numbers. Guy, fuck your Social Security number. It's not going to matter if the U.S. goes bankrupt and goes under. Stupid.
And your Social Security has been breached in a data breach, probably somewhere across some company that you put it online somewhere. So,
Naeem's cousin in Bangladesh got your Social Security number, bro. They
Pro-
he, they got it already, bro.
Yeah, it
Don't worry.
doesn't matter. And I think from Doge's perspective, you need this stuff, like you said, it's an existential crisis that the company the country will go bankrupt if it doesn't. And I think to your point too about the Democrats that you see on the other side of the aisle who are opposing the idea, they're just making themselves look like fools, first of all, because every normal person that has any common sense would know, oh, this is a good idea. Yeah, we want to know where the money's going. So, like you said, it's that very minute, the minority, the 1% maybe of Democrats that are, I would say that they're knowledgeable about fraud, and they're either A, getting a kickback from the fraud, or B, they just want to keep the fraud going in some way because it supports some organization they're a part of that funds their campaign of some sort. Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, some of those other ones that have been protesting in the streets,
Hmm.
they're knowledgeable of some misdoing in some way, of some fashion. I'm not saying directly or it's probably indirectly, but it goes to show that they're probably aware of the fraud and they want the fraud to keep going. So that's why they're opposing the Doge.
Hmm.